And the winner is Loretta Swit for men.
Michael Conrad.
Penny Fuller for men.
Ellen Alda for men.
Daniel J. Travanti
For Hill Street Blues.
Carol Kane for Taxi. Michael Leonard for Nurse.
Ingrid Bergman for A Woman Called Golda. Accepting for Ingrid Bergman is Pia Lindstrom.
What did I get? I can't hear you!
Fred Astaire.
Harry Belafonte.
Rod Serling, Twilight Zone.
Barbara Stanton.
Now, I wrote down names because I knew my mind would be a blank, all right?
The winner in Hollywood is Don Knotts.
Accepting the award in New York, Miss Carol Burnett.
And the winner is...
In New York, Nutley Hinckley.
Bill Cosby.
The winner in Hollywood is a Dick Van Dyke.
In Hollywood and New York, the winner is the Sid Caesar Imogen Coca-Cola Howard Morris.
I thank you all, and I'm just real tickled. But this is not the greatest moment of my life because on Friday I had a really great baked potato at Nibbler's on Wilshire.
In Hollywood, Raymond Burr.
Make room for Daddy.
I'd like to thank my mother, my father, my wife. I love my children. God bless America. Thank you.
Live from the Pasadena Civic Auditorium, the 35th Annual Emmy Awards, featuring nominees and presenters from the world of television, past and present. The Emmy Awards are brought to you by Revlon. Revlon, creators of the fragrances and cosmetics that help make the world a little more beautiful. And by Atari. You'll do more with Atari home computers. And by Lincoln Mercury, offering a complete range of quality automobiles for 1984, from Link to Lincoln. And by Polaroid, with the new richer colors of our 600 high-speed film, Polaroid Instant Pictures make the difference. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome tonight's hosts, Miss Joan Rivers and Mr. Eddie Murphy.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the 35th Annual Emmy Award Show. It is 35 years. Does it seem that long to you?
It's still early. Probably by the end of the night it feel that long. But it is an honor to be here, really.
Listen, can I ask you
Yes.
something that just hit me? And it's not in the script, but what religion are you?
I'm Catholic.
You are Catholic. It just struck me. You are Catholic, you got an Irish name, and you are black. I am white, I am a woman, and I am Jewish. If you had a limp, we could be James Watt's entire committee. You understand? Just, that would be that. What do you think of that? Is he an idiot? Okay, continue.
Just struck you I was black, huh, John? I hate to interrupt all this hilarity with the television show, but I feel we do have certain obligations to the Academy. And the first order of business is the reading of the rules. I can see y'all all real thrilled about that. But just chill out. We're going to get to it right now.
Okay, first of all, let me start by saying in previous years, attempts have been made to make the reading of the rules amusing or at least charming. I may remember, I'm sure you all do, people like Julia Childs did them, Don Rickles, Miss Piggy, even last year the United States Marines. But let's face it, they are what they are. So this year we decided to go directly to the source and have the people most familiar with dealing in numbers explain the procedure.
You know what we did? We have gathered a group of honest-to-goodness, genuine accountants. Yes, believe it or not. From 23 firms in Los Angeles to tell you the facts straight out. Now, I know you aren't going to believe this, but ladies and gentlemen, Joan and I is very good friends with these people. Let's give it up for the CPAs. Give it up. Come on.
The CPAs.
Come on. Huh?
Two men come here, take a bow and go. And once they're gone, the show goes on, and you don't even know what those two do for all of you to make the show a hit. But they're the ones who bust bust their guns to make this show legit.
And does anybody thank them?
No.
Do they ever get the cheers and the acclaim?
No.
When you read tomorrow's paper, will it state the show is great? Thanks to those two guys from Price and... what's his name?
No. Though we deal in numbers every day, this doesn't add up right. So us guys in accounting are finally mounting a counterattack tonight.
And we'll begin by telling you just what an accountant does.
If your columns do not tally, don't be sad. If your net is looking gross, it's not that bad. Call on your friendly accountants, and once we see what cooks, then we can brighten up your ledger and juggle your books. If you failed a simple audit and the IRS man caught it, don't get crazy, we can fix it overnight. Just remember, if suspected, you will still be well protected. If the waterhouse is wrong, the price is right.
But enough about us. Now let's talk about you. We know you're all dying to hear the reading of the rules. So as we say in accounting,
you ain't heard nothing yet.
Hit it, Jack.
Entry cards are made available absolutely free to members of the industry who work in TV. Networks also get the cards, the guilds and unions too. Then you select your own best work, that choice is up to you. And members vote, but when they vote, they only vote for their peers, whose work they've seen up on the screen and deemed deserving of cheers. And in addition, all the members choose outstanding programs too. That ballot goes to everyone, no matter what they do. No matter what they do. Blue ribbon panels then are formed to screen the final show. The peer groups choose the winners there, but still nobody knows who won except two guys you hear about but rarely see, named Wayne and John, who keep the tally under lock and key. They seal those secret envelopes and guard them with their lives, and no one knows the winners yet, not even their wives. Now that we've made the rules and regulations very clear, we'll grab our pads and pens and get our assets out of here so you can go on with the show.
Are they great? My God. Just yes. Ah. Unfortunately, my own beloved accountant, Harry Shortfall Leibowitz, is not with us tonight. I called the secretary. I said, I need him from 8 to 11. She said, unfortunately, San Quentin's got him from 9 to 12. But Harry is the one who some of you, if you've used him, may know, is the one that told Christine Kraft, honey, if you can't write off the makeup, don't wear any. You're good enough. But joke's on you, Christine. You're rich, but out of work. Anyhow, it is now my great pleasure to introduce a man who has made $1 million with his hands, and I am not talking about John Peters. The man... Oh, grow up. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, 4 of the most beloved figures to ever grace a television screen, Kukla, Fran, Ollie, and the genius behind them, Burr Tillstrom.
Wow! Prime time at last.
We're here to award the Outstanding Children's Program. Right, friend? Kukla, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not a brand new award?
Brand spanking new.
Actually, no. It's an old category. Well, we won it once.
We did?
Actually, we won it twice.
We did? Must have slipped my mind.
Twice?
It's just being presented on the air for the first time.
Oh, good, yes. Well, fine. Retroactive and making up for lost time.
Not really.
Really?
The nominees for Outstanding Children's Program are Big Bird in China, Grandpa, Will You Run With Me, Skeezer, Snow Queen, which is a skating ballet.
And the winner is...
Fran, you better open it.
Oh.
And the winner is the winner bird. All right. Big Bird in China, NBC.
Thank you so much. On behalf of our wonderful co-producers and friends in China, Madame Xu Jiacha and Lao Guo, Mr. Guo Bao Shang, I thank you. I also must thank our wonderful stars, Carol Spinney as Big Bird, Brian Mule, who played Barkley the dog, and the beautiful little Lian Se, who played Xiao Fu for us. Thanks also to NBC and the Children's Television Workshop.
I want to thank you for honoring the first co-production of a family special between American and Chinese television. Mr. Guo and Madam Xu would just be going to work right now at Central Television because it's tomorrow morning. And they won't know that they have become the first recipients of Emmys in China. Congratulations. Lao Guo, Lao Xu, gongxi, gongxi. This is a wonderful moment for all of us who worked on Big Bird. Thank you.
The other shows in your category, the shows like there's Disneyland and George Gobel, who was up here, and there's Jackie Gleason, Ed Sullivan, Hit Parade. They're all very good television shows, too, you know. They're what? I say they're all very good television shows, too.
Oh, television. Oh, I thought these awards were for radio.
Welcome back to the Emmy Awards. This is the night the television stars drive down from Malibu to Pasadena and the burglars drive out to Malibu and pick up some stuff. But tonight we honor the stars that entertain us on television in both International Enquirer. And some of you may know that yours truly is up for an Emmy tonight. Now, all of you know. So what I want to do, I want to approach the night from the right direction, you see. For me, I want to say it's not whether or not you win or lose that counts, it's whether or not you go home with the trophy is what's happening with Murphys. And I hang out with a guy named Harry Morgan. Although you may not believe it, we're very good friends. And I said to Harry, Harry, I hope you win. Harry's a party monster, he said to me. He said, Ed, I hope you win. And honestly, you know, from the bottom of my heart, I hope Harry get his wish. You see? Now on to the business at hand. You see, our next presenters, one of them parked cars, two of them captured crooks, and all three of them managed to do the impossible. They found parking space right outside their offices on Sunset Boulevard.
77 Sunset Strip.
77 Sunset Strip.
77 Sunset Strip.
Starring Ephraim Zimbalist Jr., Roger Smith, and Edward Burns.
Please welcome the three stars of 77 Sunset Strip, Ed Burns, Roger Smith, and my very good friend, Ephraim Zimbalist Jr.
We're here to announce the nominees for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series.
3 of the nominees are from medical shows. The other 2 are from a program about fighting crime.
Which shows how much television has changed since our show was on the air.
The nominees are Barbara Bosson, Hill Street Blues, Christina Pickles, St. Elsewhere, Doris Roberts, St. Elsewhere, Cora and Arnie, Madge Sinclair, Trapper John M.D., and Betty Thomas, Hill Street Blues.
And the winner is Doris Roberts from St. Elsewhere, Cora and Arnie, NBC.
I'm so glad I had my nails done. I have to thank the Academy and everyone who voted for me. I certainly have to thank everybody on St. Elsewhere, especially Bruce Paltrow and Mark Tinker, who made the experience a joyous one. My dear friend Jimmy Coco. And I want to thank my husband. My husband is William Goyen. Unfortunately, he died on August 29th. But he'd be so proud of me that it's for him and everybody else who believes.
The next category is Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series.
The nominees are Ed Begley Jr., St. Elsewhere, James Coco, St. Elsewhere, Cora and Arnie, Michael Conrad, Hill Street Blues, Joe Spano, Hill Street Blues, and Bruce Weitz, Hill Street Blues.
And the winner is James Coco for St. Elsewhere.
I swear this isn't mine. Doris threw it in my lap. I want to thank the Academy. I want to thank everybody connected with St. Elsewhere and Bruce Paltrow for calling me and Mark Tinker for being so great. And particularly my accountant, Paul Wolfowitz, who allowed me to come from New York to California and said I could afford it. And just to everybody, I'm really excited. I'm thrilled. I'm so glad we both won. Thank you so much.
Television, as anyone with eyes and ears already knows, is a mixed bag. 1 minute you can be watching MASH, and then you can turn the channel and be watching the rerun of MASH. You see, so in spite of all the variety that's at your fingertips, there are certain forms that seem to endure year after year. There will always be the police program, there will always be soap operas, and of course, game shows. Let's take a walk down memory lane and see if we can recall some of those great moments when people would take it or leave it, go double or nothing, and have a lady doctor in the balcony.
On your brand new,
Oh, no, don't say this if you don't.
beautiful, classic
Oh, come on.
Rolls Royce limousine!
Enjoy, Tucker. Here he is, the one, the only
Surprise, it's me.
Your wife said you are a closet what?
Closet freak.
Closet freak. Hang on, Charlie. She said you're a...
Let me see.
I'll tell you, if you want to go out and buy a car, I think you can do it with this check I'm going to give you in the amount of $5,000.
Here is the next card.
Will it be bachelor number 1, bachelor number 2, or bachelor number 3? Which one gets the dates?
Number 2.
Fairy tales for 10.
The answer is rhyme in which hero, like ogre...
A little bit on the classical side. I want to listen and see if you know the name of it. Pete?
Call in.
Paul, true or false, studies show that women in their 60s have a craving for physical romance that is more intense than when they were in their 40s.
Well, that's tough.
Shaw Varan.
That is right for Shaw Varan. He got it.
I like 6 and 1 too.
6 and 1 combination. Those two pieces coming off. You've got 4 seconds in which to identify this person.
Thank you very much for being here, and don't forget to declare this money because the government is watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alex Trebek, Art James, Jeff Edwards, Jack Nard, Art Fleming, Jim Lang, Dennis James, Gene Rayburn, Bert Park, Peter Marshall, Monty Hall, the game show host.
Just because we're not on prime time every night doesn't mean that we are not too erudite.
Erudite, does that mean an open-air theater, a loosely woven garment for midgets, or deep knowledge?
Deep knowledge.
Correct.
We do not choose to boast, but to be a game show host is as difficult as being named.
Well, he lives in Italy, he wears robes, and he works on a balcony.
Romeo.
No?
The Pope. We supply a needed service to mankind. We are jury, judge, and jester all combined.
Jury, judge, jester.
Yes, things beginning with the letter J.
Correct.
Thanks to our education, there is not a situation we have come upon with which we cannot.
Sounds like rope, hope, soap, no. Cope!
Correct. But where did we go to learn the skills that we required most? Where did we go to learn to be a game show host?
We all have our GHDs, of course. That's Doctor of Game Showology from the School of Higher Earning, Game Show University.
Hail to the old game show you, from all your loyal sons so true. You taught us all what really counts, to give out cash in large amounts, to beat the horn and ring the bell, to get the crowd to scream and yell, to get the losers all real quick.
Let's have no coaching, please. Come on and spin the wheel.
Let's see you beat the clock.
Let's play, let's make a deal.
You've picked the secret square. It's time to try your luck.
Your husband said you first made whoopee in the back of a truck.
You win a trip for two. Go to the next plateau.
What do the judges say? Wait for the bell, then go.
That gives you free of cross. Now you can break the bank.
The farmer's daughter said I got the nicest fill in the blank.
Okay, now come on down. Let's show them what they want.
Too bad you've lost it all, but did you all have fun?
And you come back next week. This clue is yours for free.
Now, are you sure you want to swap your child for door number 3?
And they say I'm not good in bed, huh? That's... Actually, Jimmy Coco threw this in my lap right before he went on stage. But... Let me explain. I am going to be wearing a lot of clothes tonight. For 9 years, I waited for them to invite me to be on the Emmys, to sit in the damn audience, excuse me, even in the cheapy seats, and they said, no, no, no. For 9 years, I went out, I bought 9 different dresses, and nothing. They finally asked me to come tonight, so I'm wearing every dress I own. I'm telling you right now. So, that's it. And take a good look, IRS. Now, the next people I'd like to introduce, I am so excited about, because the reason I love Dynasty are the people on it. I watch it every single week. The characters are so definite. There's Blake, the patriarch, and Crystal, the gorgeous heroine, and my favorite, Alexis the tramp. Is Alexis a tramp, I ask you? I mean, she has had more hands up her dress than the Muppets. I mean, the woman just kills me. So, will you please help me welcome... Please help me welcome 3 stars of Dynasty, John Forsythe, Joan Collins, and Linda Evans.
The category we're announcing for Emmy consideration is Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Limited Series or Special.
The nominees are Dame Judith Anderson for Medea, Kennedy Center Tonight, Polly Bergen for The Winds of War, Betty Davis for Little Gloria, Happy at Last, Piper Laurie for The Thornbirds, Part 3, and Gene Simmons for The Thornbirds.
And the winner is Gene Simmons for The Thornbirds.
I can't tell you how thrilled I am, and thank you, Academy members, very much.
And my love and thanks to a wonderful cast and crew. And, well, Fred, we made it. Thank you.
The next category is Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Limited Series or a Special. The nominees are
Ralph Bellamy, The Winds of War; Brian Brown, The Thornbirds; Richard Kiley, The Thornbirds; Christopher Plummer, The Thornbirds; and David Throfall, Nicholas Nickleby.
And the winner is Richard Kiley for Thornbirds. Richard Kiley is not here tonight. The Academy congratulates him, and we accept this award on his behalf. Thank you.
You know, I haven't got my glasses. I picked up the wrong cards. They left all the cards here. I'm in trouble.
And now it is my honor to introduce a gentleman who has been the president of the Academy of Arts and Sciences for the past 3 years. He has served with distinction and given generously of his time and his talent to promote an industry that he feels deserves greater recognition. Here to tell us about his long-standing dream that is about to become reality is the president of the Academy, Mr. John H. Mitchell.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you call it a business, an art, or a profession, television has become the most important means of mass communications known to man. I have always felt that television has had a bit of an inferiority complex, being the youngest of the media, but the time has come for us to stand up and be counted as a force with an honorable past, an exciting present, and a tremendous future. We have always recognized our present with this annual event, where we present awards for excellence. But now, for the very first time, we will be able to acknowledge our past and ensure our future with the establishment of the Television Academy Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame will be inaugurated this coming year. At that time, we will induct the first 7 honorees into the Hall of Fame, which will be telecast this January on NBC. Those honorees have been chosen by preliminary nominations by the Academy's Board of Governors. And final selection was made by a specially qualified panel of outstanding members of the television community. Each year, a new distinguished group will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Plans are already underway for the creation of a permanent home which will house the awards, the memorabilia, and the historical records of the Hall of Fame inductees. Tonight, we are pleased to announce for the first time the names of the initial 7 honorees of this most prestigious award, and they are the creator of radio and television broadcasting, General David Sarnoff. The man who has set the highest standards for broadcast journalism, Mr. Edward R. Murrow. A major creative writing force during television's golden age, Mr. Paddy Chayefsky. The founder and guiding light of the Columbia Broadcasting System, Mr. William S. Paley. the First Lady of television comedy, Miss Lucille Ball. The innovative writer-producer who brought realism to situation comedy, Mr. Norman Lear. And Mr. Television, Mr. Milton Berle. I am proud to have been able, through my 3 years as president of the Academy, to give back something to this industry which has been so good to me. I look forward to many more years of contribution to the greater recognition of an industry that has proven time and again that it has come of age. Thank you ever so much.
This is my category getting ready to come up, so I'm going to get on with this real fast, all right? These gentlemen that are going to present this award were on a show called Bonanza, a show that I'm sure many of you remember. Of course, it went on 3 years before I was born, but I saw all the reruns, and I liked it. Hop Singh, who's a very close personal friend of mine, he was my favorite guy on the show. He didn't ride a horse. He didn't mess with the bad guys. He just stood in the kitchen and told people what to do. Hop Singh knew what was going on. Hop couldn't be here tonight, incidentally, but he told me to tell everyone that he loves you all and you're beautiful. And see if you don't recognize these guys.
So it was an accident.
An accident?
That's right, an accident.
Oh, brother, in my way of thinking, there ain't no such word as accident. That's just an excuse for carelessness. And I wasn't even careless. I was stupid.
Oh, what are you yelling about? You're still alive, aren't you?
But barely.
Wait a minute. I just got through promising Hop Singh that things were going to be a little pleasant around here from now on, and here you two are bickering at each other again. And what started this time?
I made a mistake.
All right. Forget it.
Why couldn't I have had two daughters?
Please welcome Mr. Lauren Green, Mr. Michael Landon, and a young man they all watched grow up, Mr. Dirk Blocker. Come on, give it up.
Dirk, you know, it seems like only yesterday that your father was bringing you around the set. And look at you today. Grown up, and you're an actor?
Absolutely. And nobody liked to get home early more than his dad, so Dirk, why don't you get it going?
Ready. In this category, the actresses nominated are all in uniform. We have a top sergeant, a maid, a cocktail waitress, a nurse who's also a major, and a garage mechanic.
Now, the nominees for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a comedy, variety, or music series are...
Eileen Brennan, Private Benjamin. Marla Gibbs, The Jeffersons. Carol Kane, Taxi. Rhea Perlman, Cheers. Loretta Swit, MASH.
And the winner is... Let's see, get this thing opened up. Carol Kane for Taxi.
I'm telling me, you could have fooled me. I want to share this awards with my friends Eileen Brennan and Rhea Perlman, who should be up here also. And, gosh, I have no idea what to say. Thank you very much. And I wrote them down again, just in case. First of all, I want to say that Taxi has been one of the happiest experiences in my life, and that's due to Mary Lou, Tony, Judd, Chris, Andy, and Danny. Thank them very much. Also my producers, Jim Brooks, Ed Weinberger, Stan Daniels, Richard Sakai, Sam Simon, Ken Eston. I want to thank Ian Fraser and Howard Gewertz for writing the episode that I got this for, and last year's also. And Jimmy Burrows for helping me edge my way into Simca in the beginning. Noam Pitlick for directing the episode that I got this for. And my mom, my dad, my teacher, and all of you. Thank you very much.
All right, I don't want to say anything about this category because we're at a swell party and it's not polite to talk about the host, who, of course, is a close personal friend of mine.
The nominees for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy, Variety, or Music Series are
Nicholas Colasanto, Cheers. Danny DeVito, Taxi. Christopher Lloyd, Taxi. Harry Morgan, MASH. And Eddie Murphy, Saturday Night Live.
Christopher Lloyd for Taxi, NBC. No use coming out and trying to fake it, Eddie. It won't work. Chris is not here tonight. The Academy congratulates him, and we will accept this award on his behalf. Thank you.
Please, I have never stood straighter in my life, let me tell you. This is not the dress to go bowling in. But tonight I told you, everything is coming out of my closet except Oscar Wilde. Now, if you like to watch comedy shows like I do on television, you are right. But there's another kind of program that I enjoy watching, the kind that's found on PBS. And so I am really happy there is such a place where the finest in cultural entertainment is lovingly presented. It was on PBS that I first saw Catherine Healy. Catherine is only 14 years old, but she's already accomplished so much. Some people know her as a champion figure skater. Others recognize her as one of the stars of the movie 6 Weeks. The judges of the International Ballet Festival and Competition in Bulgaria, was it Bulgaria? Yeah, Bulgaria, certainly recognized Catherine last year when they awarded her the gold medal. Not only is this the same medal that Berezhnikov and Makarova won before they defected, it is the only such medal ever given to an American lady, which is terrific. Tonight, with her partner, Marin Boiarou, who is Romania's gold medal winner in 1976, we are proud to present Catherine Healy.
You know, when we agreed that if you would vote for me, I would vote for you, well, I lied.
If I host the show, I was gonna win.
They told me the same thing, and I wasn't even nominated. They lied. But now I would like to introduce a man who has done more than many heads of states to foster international understanding.
No, I will not do buckwheat on the show. I will not.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I am not referring to buckwheat, Eddie, okay? I'm talking about a man that has brought smiles to the faces of children throughout the world more, I think, than any other entertainer in history.
That could be buckwheat.
It could if you stretch the point a little, but believe me, it isn't. This man is a movie star, he's a television star, he's a conductor, he's a singer, he's a chef, he's a pilot, he's a comedian, and he's a humanitarian.
Sounds a lot like buckwheat to me.
He is also an articulate spokesman on a wide variety of subjects.
That ain't buckwheat.
You're telling me. But I know it is the extraordinarily talented Mr. Danny Kaye. And here he is with one of the delightful guests he used to feature on his own television show back in 1964. Will you roll the tape?
Now, I heard somebody the other day, I heard somebody call you Vicky, but you like to be called Victoria, don't you? You don't like nicknames? You have nicknames for other people, though, don't you? What's your nickname for your mommy?
Dream Meyerink.
Dream Meyerink? And what's your nickname for you?
Mouse.
Mouse? You got a nickname for me? What? Apple face? She could have said bayonet nose, and that would have been the end of that.
Mr. Danny Kaye and Miss Victoria Page Meyerink.
I'd feel a little better if you were sitting on my knee at this point.
Well, we can give it a try.
Well, okay. We'll try. Yeah, that's the way we used to do it.
Feels right.
Yeah. Woo! You know something? As you're sitting here now, you still got the look of the little child in that face of yours.
Well, it takes one to know one.
You think we ought to go on with the nominees so I can straighten up?
Whatever you say, apple face.
Oh, God, apple face. Here we go. The nominees for Outstanding Individual Performance in a Variety or Music Program are Carol Burnett in the Texaco Star Theater opening night.
Oh, I hope so.
Well, somewhere, a place for
Something's coming. I don't know what it is, but it is gonna be great. Around the corner, or whistling down the river. Come on, deliver to me. Come in a bright lights and lollipops. To everything. Come in a sunshine and Santa Claus.
Michael Jackson, Motown 25. Yesterday, today, forever.
Luciano Pavarotti, live from Lincoln Center. Luciano Pavarotti and the New York Philharmonic. Leontine Price, live from Lincoln Center. Leontine Price, Zubin Mehta, and the New York Philharmonic.
Motown 25. Yesterday, today, forever.
Once upon a time in a kingdom known as Detroit, there lived a young warrior named Barry. And as a youth, he fought in an arena with padded gauntlets for small sums of money. Got his brains beat out. So Barry went out on a great quest. And he found miracles and wonders and marvelettes.
And the winner is Leontine Price for Live from Lincoln Center. Leontine Price, Zubin Mehta, and the New York Philharmonic. That's marvelous. Leontine Price is not here tonight. So the Academy congratulates her, and we accept this award on her behalf, and we are delighted for her. Thank you.
Leontine did send the love. I was hanging out at the party the other night, and she said, I want to talk to you a minute about some of the unsung heroes of television. They do the job that everybody thinks that they can do, and they think they can do it better. But when they do their work, everybody jumps on it and tears it apart and tears it to pieces and rips it to shreds and turns it upside down and inside out and makes additions and corrections and revisions and adjustments and alterations and obliterations and notations, adaptations, and suggestions. So that what finally gets on the air is nothing like what the person had in mind anyway. You see, I'm talking, of course, about the writer. I myself am a writer for Saturday Night Live, but I know when if I write something that I don't like, I just send it back to myself, and there's no problem. So, but to present the nominees for Outstanding Writing in a Comedy Series, here are three gentlemen who were responsible for some of the most brilliantly witty, penetrating, and perceptive writing ever seen on television before I was born. Mr. Norman Lear, Mr. Carl Reiner, and Mr. Dick Cavett.
The nominees for Outstanding Writing in a Comedy Series are
Glenn Charles, Les Charles for Cheers. Give me a ring sometimes.
Ken Eston for Taxi, Jim's Inheritance.
Ken Levine, David Isaacs for Cheers and The Boys in the Bar.
David Lloyd for Cheers, Diane's Perfect Date.
Tom Patchett, Jay Tarsis for Buffalo Bill Pilot.
And can I have the mic, Norman? You don't produce everything. And the winner is... This is sentimental for me because almost all these people are friends of mine. I knew David Lloyd when he was cleaning Jack Parr's pool and writing sick jokes for Secretary Watt. The winner is Glenn Charles and Les Charles for Cheers. Give me a ring sometime.
I'll be quick about this. Thank you, everyone on Cheers, especially Jimmy Burrows. Thank you, John Charles Walters, wherever you are. Thank you, Donna Wheeler. Thank you to my partner's parents who've always treated me like their own son. And thank you, God, for my wife, Sora.
As usual, he's taken the words right out of my mouth and made them his own, so... But they're my parents, too, and I want to thank them. And a special thanks to our cast who really made this script work. This is very special to us because this was the first Cheers script, and it also brought them aboard, and we're very grateful for that. And thank you, members of the Academy. Thank you.
In this category this year, all 5 nominations are from SCTV Network. Although some of the writers are responsible for different episodes, they are all part of a talented ensemble that has made SCTV Network so successful. Network so successful.
Network so successful.
Period.
Yeah. There's diction lessons given backstage. By the way, have you noticed the 3 of us are supposedly high-priced comedy talents, and we haven't said anything amusing the entire time?
They said we were very brilliant comedy writers. I have something written here. If they read it, they would fall over.
He nearly got killed backstage. Obviously, he's never seen the A-Team, and he said trick or treat to Mr. T, not knowing who... Remember the funniest first line you ever wrote for another comic, you guys?
No, but you probably do, or you would not have asked that question.
Yeah. I do. It was for Jack Parr, and it was the introduction to Jane Mansfield.
And it said...
You remember what it was? I thought you'd never ask. Here they are, Jane Mansfield. Does anyone remember that? 2, 3, 4. The nominees for Outstanding Writing in a Variety or Music Program are, on one breath, John Candy, Joe Flaherty, Eugene Levy, Andrea Martin, Martin Short, Dick Blasucci, Paul Flaherty, John McAndrew, Doug Steckler, Bob Dolman, Michael Short, Paul Lecard, Mary Charlotte Wilcox, John Hempel, Dave Thomas, Jeffrey Barron, and Catherine O'Hara. Do you want to hear those again? And the winners are...
The winners are... Wilhelm Feendock.
How could you?
John Candy, Joe Flaherty, Eugene Levy, Andrea Martin, Martin Short, Dick Blasucci, Paul Flaherty, John McAndrew, Doug Steckler, Bob Dolman, Michael Short, Mary Charlotte Wilcox. Please come
right here.
Just a little tasteless, I'm
Stop.
sorry. You know, we've had such a rocky history with our show that even with all 5 nominations, we still weren't sure if we were going to win. So... We want to thank the Academy very much for honoring us and recognizing us over the last 2 years. We want to thank especially our production staff, and most importantly, our makeup people, Beverly Scheckman, Christine Hart, our hair people, Judith Cooper Seeley, Ivan Lynch, our wardrobe people, Jewel and Trudy Hallmeyer and Eva Richter. We want to thank our producers, Andrew Alexander, Len Stewart, Pat Whitley, Nancy Geller. A special thank you to Peter Calabrese and our directors, John Bell and John Blanchard. One more thing, Eugene, did you want to say anything?
Yes, there will be a Cinemax representative in the lobby for anybody interested in signing up. Thank you.
There are men in the industry who go on, year in and year out, quietly and unassumingly producing garbage.
We are back. I hope you like this outfit. A woman my age in a costume like this It looks like I'm auditioning for Hot Flash Dance. But anyhow. Thank you, Loretta. One person, right? This year, an inspiring teacher of many of our finest actors passed away. But to honor his memory and his accomplishments, here are two former students of Lee Strasberg, Miss Eva Marie Saint and Mr. Ben Gazzara.
Mom, I said, I want to be an actor. Benny, she said, who doesn't? And she was right, of course. Who doesn't want to dress up in a costume and be somebody else, have people applaud, and even give you money?
Daddy, I said, I want to be an actress. Eva Marie, he said, go ahead. And since that day, I've done summer stock, little theater, Broadway, plays, movies, and television shows, and I've loved every minute. Because actors love to move people, to make an audience think and feel and share our emotions.
We believe in making the unbelievable believable. And we learned that at a place called the Actors Studio. Eva Marie and I studied there and learned that an actor is not only an interpreter, but can be a creative artist as well.
And the man who taught us that, and a great deal more, was a shy, introspective genius named Lee Strasberg.
Although he devoted the major portion of his life to the theater, he had a very high regard for the medium of television. And the exercises we did under his watchful eye were a big help when we were just beginners during what was called the golden age of television.
Ah, everything on a grand scale. Quantity production, that's God. Millions of stars and millions of people. Only he knew what to do with the stars. He put them up there to look pretty. But the people, God, down here in the mud, too many of them. They must have run away with you, huh? Crawling, tearing, snatching at each other, living and dying until the world's just a big soup of dead bodies. How'd that happen, huh? It sure is funny.
Well, up to a year ago, I used to like you a lot. And I used to watch you while you did everything because we'd been friends for so long. And then you began spending all your time at baseball. And you never stopped to speak to anybody. Not to really speak. Not even to your own family, you didn't. And George, it's a fact, after you got elected captain of the baseball team, you got awful conceited and stuck up. All the girls say so. It hurts me to hear them say it, but... well, I've got to agree with them a little because it's true.
Oh, gosh, Emily, I never knew that such a thing was happening to me. I guess it's hard for a fella not to have some fault creep into his character.
Well, I always expect a man to be perfect, and I think he should be.
Oh, I don't think it's possible to be perfect, Emily.
My father is. As far as I can see, your father is. There's no reason on earth why you shouldn't be perfect, too.
Oh, see, I feel it's just the other way around, that men aren't naturally good, but girls are.
Well, you might as well know right now, George, that I'm not perfect. It's not as easy for a girl to be perfect as a man because, well, we girls are more nervous.
The one thing that Lee didn't teach us is how to stay that young forever.
Yeah, that's right. But he did try to show us, by what was called using the method, how to create an illusion of eternal youth or any other illusion that was required on the stage.
He had such a profound influence on everyone with whom he came in contact that he actually formed the basis of an American style of acting, which is recognized throughout the world, and a lot of it developed at a place called the Actors Studio.
On any given Friday afternoon in this reconstructed church with no scenery, very little lighting, you'd look out into the audience just a few feet away, and you'd see your peers sitting in judgment on the scene you just prepared. And what a jury. There'd be Marlon Brando, Kim Stanley, Montgomery Clift, Geraldine Page, John Garfield on some days, Marilyn with that wide-eyed look.
And on some days, you might see Ellen Burstyn and Jane Fonda when she was just Henry's kid. And then on other days, you might see Robert De Niro and Al Pacino and Steve McQueen.
And if you got past them, you'd still have to face the teacher, the all-knowing, all-seeing father image who would never let you get away with anything.
He made you feel better than you ever felt you could be. And even though you had to go through a lot of deep introspection and touch parts of your psyche you'd rather not know about, once the smoke cleared, you really felt that you had done something worthwhile.
Lee Strasberg always dreamed of a theater company where all the actors were of equal skill and commitment, and where the ensemble style would outweigh the striving for individual recognition. And some of the finest shows on television have adopted this ensemble approach to acting, and the number of Emmy nominations for shows like Hill Street Blues, Saint Elsewhere, and MASH attest to the validity of Lee's dream.
If a teacher is judged by the caliber of his pupils, then Lee had no peer. Now let us take a moment and look at some of the shining talents he trained that have graced the television screens through the years. And he left his mark on all of them.
What you get free costs too much. I act like a fool so people will leave me alone. But don't think you can catch me so easily. I know a little about the world.
You know too much. You're too smart.
I have to defend myself against these cutthroats. My head's harder than theirs. I've clung to my throne by using it.
I would like to defend you against them, Charles. I would give my life to do it.
You mean that?
Yes. I'm strong. I'm not afraid of anything.
You're lucky. Or else you're a liar.
I'm going to be there for long anyway.
I wonder. I bet you still haven't told your father yet that you're leaving.
No, I told you. I'm going to tell him as soon as the harvest's over.
And when is that?
Well, we're going to start cutting this afternoon. And we ought to have it cleaned up, a couple of days. If you'd have seen how hard it hit Dad, when the brothers pulled up. Very bad.
Oh, Paul. Your father must know by now that you hate farming. He must know that you want to do something else.
Yeah. Well, he thinks farming is probably the most important thing in the world.
But it's not for you. Or so you say.
When?
One spring, the spring that I was most lonely, the spring that Victor went away, he talked about you often. You were the hero of their crusade into the world to make over the face of things. You had it on your face then. Light of the future. You're going to die without a son.
So then
I will die without a son.
Marty, put on the blue suit.
Mom, it's a blue suit or the gray suit. I'm a fat little man, a fat, ugly little man.
You're not ugly.
That's what I am. I'm ugly, ugly on Mama. Please, now, would you please leave me alone? Now, what do you want from me? I'm miserable enough as it is. You put on the blue suit, the gray suit. You want me to go to the Waverly Ballroom? I'll go. The blue suit, the gray suit. You know what I'll get for it? I'll get heartache. That's what I'll get. I'll get a great big night of heartache.
Lee, I said, I want to be an actor. Then he said, if you want to be an actor, don't act, be.
Lee, I said, I want to be an actress. Eva Marie, he said, not I want to, I have to.
On behalf of all actors everywhere, thank you, Mr. Strasberg.
And because of you, the class will never be dismissed.
Thank you. I know we've been having a real wild time, but it's time to calm down the room for a little while, just have some fun, because we're going to present an award for dramatic writing. Now, this is some real serious stuff here, so I don't want any chuckling or anything, any guffaws, any screaming and laughing. Okay. Move the cards. That's cut out. Okay. All right, here are three gentlemen who have been writing dramatically from the golden age of television right up to today. Between them, they possess 3 Emmys, an Oscar, a Pulitzer Prize. Pulitzer Prize. That's some heavy metal, all that stuff. I'm talking about Ted Moselle, Abby Mann, and Ernest Kenoy.
Begin.
In this particular category, we have an unusual circumstance. All of the nominees for outstanding writing in a drama series are writers from the Hill Street Blues. They are Stephen Bochco, Anthony Yerkovich, Jeffrey Lewis, the episode called A Hair of the Dog, Karen Hall, Officer of the Year, David Milch, Trial by Fury, Michael Wagner, David Milch, Teleplay, Stephen Bochco, Anthony Yerkovich, Jeffrey Lewis, Story, For Nobody's Perfect, Anthony Yerkovich, David Milch, Karen Hall, Teleplay, Stephen Bochco, Anthony Yerkovich, Jeffrey Lewis, Story, Eugene's Comedy Empire Strikes Back. Would you announce the winner, Abby?
The Trial by Fury episode by Hill Street Blues, NBC, David Milch.
My thanks to the Academy, to our wonderful company of actors, to our production staff, some of whom I risk offending by mentioning in particular Gregory Hoblet, who directed this episode. Every one of our scripts receives the attention of the entire staff of Hill Street Writers. Therefore, in a sense, I received this award for Jeffrey Lewis, Michael Wagner, Stephen Bochco, Anthony Yerkovich, and which was the staff as it was composed at the time I wrote this, and more recently in the name of Karen Hall and Mark Frost. And if I may be permitted a personal remark, there's a wonderful poem by Stanley Kunitz about a man who sufficiently late in life gets a chance to turn and face his brothers and sisters in the world. I express my gratitude to Jeffrey and to Stephen and to my wife Rita for the love and belief and confidence which brought me to face you, who I will presume to call my brothers and sisters in the world. Thank you.
Nominees for outstanding writing in a limited series or special:
Michael Bortman for Who Will Love My Children, David Edgar for Nicholas Nickleby Part 4, William Hanley for Little Gloria Happy at Last, Marshall Heskovitz, Teleplay, Edward Zick, Marshall Herkovitz, Story for Special Bulletin, Norman Mailer for The Executioner's Song.
And the winner is Marshall Herskovitz, Teleplay, Edward Zick, Marshall Herskovitz, Story for Special Bulletin.
Ed and I would like to thank, first of all, Don Ohlmeyer for his ferocious commitment to the quality of this project, especially the writing, to a group of NBC executives who graciously gave us enough rope to hang ourselves and then found themselves maybe going along for the ride. Karen Danaher, Perry Lafferty, Steve White, Brandon Tartikoff, to our resident mole at NBC News, Art Lord. All these people enabled us to have a very rare experience, I think, at television. We got to do exactly what we wanted to do in just the way we wanted to do it and say something along the way. Thank you.
I would just like to add that I take this, when we began, we had the first idea to do this movie. We were convinced that the network television would never make it. We were wrong. NBC did. And now you have recognized us with this award, and I take that to mean something. I take that to mean that you believe, you the members of the Academy, believe as we do, that television can be unconventional and uncompromising and difficult and even political, and I thank you for it. Thank you.
And now...
Now I look Jewish. The days of having to be home at 8 o'clock on Thursday to watch your favorite program are over. Johnny?
Thank you. Now, do I have to talk black?
Yes.
Thanks to the cassette, you can see your favorite show anytime or many times.
All the times, like this one. It's the most successful cassette on the market. It isn't a movie, or a concert, or even a television show.
Are you ready to do the workout? Yeah! This is the beginner's workout. Stand with your feet a little more than hip distance apart, stomach tight, buttock pulled in, pull out of your torso, and head right, two, and back, two, left, two.
Big deal. She moves her neck. She made $10 million. It kills me. She's so obviously on steroids.
I suppose that's like that's your way of saying you don't work out to the Jane Fonda workout thing.
Well, I will work out when Nell Carter makes a tape. You know what I'm telling you? You're in good shape. Of course, you're very young, but how do you keep in shape? Oh, she gave a friend of mine herpes. I wouldn't go near that. It's been taking my glasses. Anyhow, it's been a long way to aerobics.
I see there's people in Omaha going, I bet it does have herpes.
That is so silly, but I'm going to sterilize my glasses. Anyhow. It's been a long way to aerobics from the time when I used to watch fitness programs way back in 1960 when I was just a little girl. Pollution did this.
Stop, look, listen. It's time for the Jack LaLanne Show from Hollywood.
Tight, tighter. You're peeking. Put them underneath the chair. That'll hold your feet down. Or some of you boys and girls can sit on Mommy's feet. And not on her head like some of you do. You sit on Mother's feet.
Now put your hands on your back right here.
Oh, boy.
Put my hands on my back?
Put your hands back here.
I can't. I don't have the splint ready for my nose.
Is it hurt? Does it hurt? It shouldn't hurt.
Yeah. Let me say this. My kneecaps have mixed emotions.
Okay, try it again now, Steve.
Take your glasses off first.
I think if I get back a little bit...
Oh, no, that's not
that's
right.
the trick.
That's the
Oh, you mean it's just from the starch in my underwear that's supposed to hold me up?
Okay, that's it. Now, go down. Go down the floor.
Spacemen at the Cape like to keep themselves in shape. They know that fitness is fun.
Presenting Yoga for Health
An adventure in well-being with Richard Hiddleman.
Many of the exercises, we do them with a slight retention of the breath. And in the exercises, yoga exercise that is, we also try to feel and put our consciousness on what we're doing. And that's why 30 minutes of yoga, friends, is worth hours of ordinary exercising.
Hi, Body Buddies.
And a healthy welcome to everybody, especially joggers today, because we have warm-ups for running.
And Bernie has very important advice about drug abuse.
Hey! You know, when you exercise like that, it just makes me a maniac.
It's the Little Richard Simmons Show.
Thank you. How are you today? How are you? That's good that we feel good. I feel great.
And let's breathe up and push it down. I mean, you know, it's so hard to hold it together. Don't we know it?
This is the 20-minute workout.
To leave you, let's say goodbye. These precious moments just seem to fly. Now here's my wish for you. May the good Lord bless and keep you too. God bless you. Goodbye. Bye, Mother. See you tomorrow.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Excuse me. Incidentally, this is Maureen Johan. She's the one that did all the dancing in Flashdance for Jennifer Beals. Let's hear it. Yes, indeed.
The Emmy Awards are being brought to you in part by Lincoln Mercury, offering a complete range of quality automobiles for 1984. From front-wheel drive cars to 3 distinct luxury models, everything from Lynx to Lincoln. And by the people in your town who bring you delicious, refreshing Coca-Cola. For big refreshment, Coke is it. And by Hanes, the sheer performance pantyhose, and the many other fine products from Legs. For all your hosiery needs, nothing beats a great pair of Legs.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the A-Team, Mr. A, George Papard, and Mr. T.
The nominees for Outstanding Directing in a Drama Series are Jeff Bleckner for Hill Street Blues, Life in the Miners. Mark Daniels for Fame, titled And the Winner Is. Leo Penn for The Mississippi, Old Hatreds Die Hard. Robert Shearer, Fame, entitled Feelings. And the winner is, open the envelope, T.
Jeff Bleckner for Hill Street Blues, Live in the Miners.
The Academy congratulates Jeff, and we accept this award on his behalf. Thank you very much. The nominees for Outstanding Directing in a Limited Series or a Special are
Dan Curtis for The Winds of War, Into the Maelstrom. Daryl Duke, Thungbirds Part 2. John Irwin for Who Will Love My Children. Simon Langton for Smiley's People Part 6. Edward Zwick for Special Bulletin.
And the winner is John Erman for Who Will Love My Children. We'll give you this one right here.
Thank you. We made a film about a woman named Lucille Frey who had extraordinary courage and overcame impossible obstacles. And there were times during the making of this film that it seemed as if our obstacles were almost as impossible. I would like to share this award with all my creative collaborators who worked with such dedication, with the executives at ABC who believed in us and made it all possible, and with Anne Margaret, who made it so special. This is a very unpredictable business. Sometimes it's gratifying, like tonight, and sometimes it's very tough. I'd like to take this chance to acknowledge my friends who have supported me when my own courage has faltered, and who have always believed that I was worthy of this wonderful honor. Special thanks to LaWanda Katzman, Bill Haber, and to Blair.
You know, a couple of years ago, nobody ever heard of something called MTV. Now, today, it's the biggest cause of kids not getting their homework finished on time. But it's also a great way to sell a lot of records. That show and Solid Gold and Friday Night Videos have one thing in common besides music. They were all derived from a program whose stars used to sign off by singing, "So long for a while, that's all the songs for a while." From your hit parade, here's a lucky strike extra. Giselle McKenzie, Russell Arms, and my very dear, dear friend, who I love dearly, Mr. Snooky Lanson.
Our job tonight is to present the nominees in the category Outstanding Directing in a Variety or Music Program.
And the nominees are Emile Ardolino for Lincoln Center Special, Stravinsky and Balanchine, Genius Has a Birthday, John Blanchard and John Bell for SCTV Network, The Energy Ball Sweeps Week Show, Kirk Browning for Live from Lincoln Center, Zubin Mehta conducts Beethoven's Ninth with the New York Philharmonic, and Dwight Hemian for Sheena Easton, Act 1. Don Misher for Motown 25, Yesterday, Today, Forever. And Marty Pacetta for the 55th Annual Academy Awards presentation.
And the winner is...
Get your glasses out, honey.
No, I don't have to. Dwight Hemian for Sheena Easton, Act 1.
Thank you very much. I share this with my partner, Gary Smith, and to Sheena, who is so terrific to work with. And Kitty, I love you, and thank you very much.
The next category is Outstanding Directing in a Comedy Series, and the nominees are...
Alan Alda for MASH, Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen. James Burrows for Cheers, Showdown, Part 2. Jim Drake for Buffalo Bill, Woody Quits. Burt Metcalf for MASH, The Joker is Wild. Tom Patchett for Buffalo Bill, Pilot. Bob Sweeney for The Love Boat, The Dog Show.
And the winner is James Burrows for Cheers, Showdown Part
2. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Glenn and Les Charles, who 2 years ago we had an idea and who knew we'd be up here, the three of us. I'd like to thank the industry for supporting us. I'd like to thank NBC for sticking behind us. I'd like to thank my cast, who I think is the greatest: Shelley, Ted, Nikki, Rhea, Rats, and Georgie Wendt, wherever you are. And I'd like to thank Linda, and I'd like to thank Catherine. Thank you all.
Don't cry for me, Pasadena. Thank God you laughed. I'm so depressed. 3 stage hands just saw me naked. 1 threw up and 2 turned gay. Right now they're in San Francisco having dinner in Burger Queen. But, oh well, some you win, some you don't. One of television's achievements that we take for granted was a revolutionary idea for a program that began May 29th, 1950. It started because of one man's theory that people would stay up late at night for something besides sex. The program was called Broadway Open House, and it was the grandfather of all the television informal talk shows. Of all the MCs on Broadway Open House, one was a man who proved that millions would stay up late to watch television. And you got to meet some of the liveliest personalities ever to appear on television. You saw Dagmar, Tallulah Bankhead, Jack Douglas and Rako, Alexander King, Dodie Goodman, Elsa Maxwell, Husker Levant, Pamela Mason, Steve Allen's Men on the Street, Monty Rock III, Tiny Tim, and Magda, Ava, and Zsa Zsa. But still, they were the hosts, the ones that we knew the best. And throughout the past 33 years of talk shows, each MC style has been absolutely unique. Yet all these hosts have something absolutely in common. They are all comfortable to spend time with, and that is the talk show tradition.
And now meet your reporter, James Falkenberg.
Hello. Yes, I'm your reporter. Meet my editor, my boss, my husband, Tex McCrary. By the way, Tex, that's a very good-looking tie you're wearing tonight. Who bought it for you?
You ought to know who bought this tie. You bought it.
Am I standing in the right place now?
Yes, you'll do, I think. Right? This time it works. Behold. Okay, ready? Professor.
Right.
We did it!
Hello, everybody, again. Welcome back to our terrace for an evening, midsummer's evening. Just a little chatter and a very interesting guest.
Well, Rip, I want to shake your musket there. And I want to thank you for coming in. You surprised me there. For a minute, I thought you were an actor or something, but I guess you're legit. And,
Rip Van Winkle.
What's that?
I'm the real Rip Van Winkle. The one original and only.
All right. Well, here's the original salami.
And now, here's Jack.
One more segue, Jose, and you'll sprain your back. You know that, don't you? That was a very good one. Hello out there. And to those of you reaching for your dial, nighty-night.
Good evening and welcome. My name is David Susskind.
Shut up, David.
Come, David, get with it. The war's over. Come out of the trenches.
I never had seen it. I don't look at these third-rate TV shows.
I feel disgusted. I don't want my friends to look at this program.
If this were a party and we weren't on the air and we just met, I mean, we would have left already, right?
Do you remember your first laugh on a stage?
That's the silliest question.
No, well, I don't want no excuse. I mean, that's no excuse at all about he's out of shape. I mean, otherwise, he's been training just as long as I was, and I'm not even fighting.
Mike, you agitate me. No, but this...
Yes, sir. Les?
Yes, sir.
Do you plan to take any telephone calls in your new format?
No, there'll be no telephone calls. We have no phones. As a matter of fact, they shut off the whole phone for the building for this show. They were afraid of what might happen. Anywhere else? You, sir, up there. Next.
For a relative newcomer in show business, you seem rather relaxed and calm. How do you do it?
Well, it's not all bad being a wino. Over there.
I thought you gave up smoking.
You thought I gave up smoking? Look at what I'm doing for a living. How could you give up smoking and do this? Anywhere. Over there.
What happens if this show becomes successful?
If this show becomes successful, I'll make a fortune.
Good evening. Three of our guests tonight include a black militant, a homosexual, and a psychologist.
My name is Eddie Landon, and I'm a retired harmonica virtuoso. And my beef is against nudist camps. I ruined my back at a nudist camp, and I want to tell you about it.
I want enough time to explain the difference between church and religion.
How much? How much?
Until you're convinced.
In that case, take a walk now.
Well, this room had French doors that opened this way. Yeah. And it was around the 7th floor, I think. And the pigeons kept flying into the room. Mm-hmm. You know, like they do in New York on windowsills. I don't know if they do it here anymore like they used to. And I was trying to make love to this girl, and a pigeon was biting my ear.
We're so excited about the show today. We've got a great singer, a superb drummer, a sensational impressionist, a magnificent fighter for civil rights wherever he finds the fight, a very good friend.
We'll be right back after this word from your local station.
On my next show, Peter Bogdanovich, Sybil Shepherd, John Hillerman, Eileen Brennan. What's your name again?
Robert Redford.
Oh, I never know.
Is it possible we have milked the... I was going to mix a metaphor. Have we slain the golden goose?
Milked the golden goose,
Yes.
or...
What do you think?
I think so. I think talk shows have finally been discovered to be a bore, a drag.
That's only because you've been canceled.
Thank you, David. That no one wants any more of them. And the only way, obviously, that all of us are going to survive is, as you're doing now, keep having each other as guests for years and years.
What would you do to me if I were to walk over and lift that mask up off your face?
I'd cut your heart out.
We now understand the ground rules, and the tomorrow program will continue.
David Letterman, David Letterman, David Letterman, David Letterman, David Letterman.
It is traditional to save the best for last. So now I would like to introduce a man who is not only special, but who's made the talk show into something that has become a part of all of our lives. He has been on television for 23 years now. And if it were not for this man, I would just be some fat pig in Larchmont telling jokes at the Bridge Club. It is my great pleasure to introduce a man who I am proud to call my friend, my boss, who I would like to call my lover, but he said it's a deal breaker. Ladies and gentlemen, my mentor, Mr. Johnny Carson.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Joan, for the nice words. By the way, the other two dresses have not shown up yet. It is my great pleasure to be here tonight to introduce the gentleman who will be out here in just a few minutes. I can think of no one who is more deserving to be honored by this Academy than Sylvester L. Pat Weaver. Now, a lot of you may not recognize the name, but those of us who have been watching our hair change color for many years on television know that Pat Weaver is one of a select group, a small group, who really knows what television is all about from many perspectives. He is a creator, an innovator, producer, a discoverer, and a crusader. In 1950, Pat Weaver accepted a position as head of all programming at NBC, and his first runaway hit was a bizarre concept in which a host sat at a desk late at night, 5 nights a week, entertaining people who didn't have the good sense to go to bed. That was the forerunner of The Tonight Show, and I told him then, I said, it'll never work, but he wouldn't listen to me. And then other innovations followed, like All-Star Review, Saturday Night Review, and the television classic Your Show of Shows, starring Sid Caesar, Imogene Coca, Carl Reiner, and Howie Morris. In 1950, Mr. Weaver was instrumental in producing a new type of entertainment called then the spectacular. We know it now as the television special. Pat has been in the business many, many years. A few weeks ago at a meeting out here in California at a Hollywood Radio and Television Society, he commented on the current state of television, and I cut it out and wrote it down because I think it's worth remembering. He said television is going to be in terrible trouble without innovative program forms and lots of them. And he also called for more live programming to restore a sense of spontaneity to television. I think the industry should listen to the words of Pat Weaver. He has received practically every major award in television, including the Peabody Award, Television Guide Lifetime Achievement Award, the Emmy and the Golden Mike Award. And so tonight, the Academy is honored to honor him. Ladies and gentlemen, I present a true pioneer and creator in television, Sylvester L. Pat Weaver.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you. And thanks to the governors of the Academy for this great honor. It's marvelous to get it from Johnny, my favorite. We in communications can bring innovation, change for the better to our society, and our creative work on product can improve the whole spectrum of delivery services, not just network programs. I hope most of you will recall the original goals of our medium: to elevate standards, to upgrade taste, to enrich life, to inspire achievement. And there is a way. The promise of the communications revolution has always been to make the common man into the uncommon man. And to do this in coverage, we must first attend the great theaters and the opera houses and the concert halls of the world. We must do it live in prime time with showmanship. And in programs, we also must think live. We must be sure to add to movie production the magic of the living theater, the continuous performance now. We want the best of Broadway as well as the best of Hollywood. And comedy, of course, must come back in many formats live. In production, we who understand the power, the impact of audiovisual presentation should fight the establishments who prefer the status quo. For instance, education. It's been obvious for a generation that we should have been showing our young people the story of man, where he came from, the planet, the solar system, the universe that he inhabits, and the life forms that coexist with him, the story of early man, and then the power, the excitement of our history recreated. Enough. There is much to do. Aim for excellence. Start tomorrow. Thank you. In the early days of television, we always had to do more than one job. And things haven't changed that much because, in addition to getting this award, I've been asked to present the next presenters. I'm honored to do this because they are three people who are carrying on a television tradition I had the pleasure of starting. And from the Today Show, here are those outstanding three hosts: Brian Gumble, Willard Scott, and Jane Pauley with company.
As we've been reminded a few times this evening, television is a cooperative venture, and you've been reminded of that. It truly is a family affair when it's done properly.
And I got to say, this is the highest class looking crowd I've seen since I worked Dallas in the Junior League. This is a beautiful group tonight. And the people who work in television realize, people on camera as we are, that most of the real work is done behind the camera.
Last week, in a separate awards banquet, those people who did outstanding work in the creative arts were honored with Emmy Awards. Those awards are exactly the same as the ones being given out this evening, and the winners are accorded the same respect as the winners here tonight.
So now, here are the winners in the various categories presented at that banquet last week.
Please hold your applause until the end. Roll tape.
Outstanding art direction for a series. Tales of the Gold Monkey, pilot, ABC.
Outstanding art direction for a variety or a music program, the 55th Annual Academy Awards presentation, ABC.
And outstanding costume design for a series, Wizards and Warriors, Dungeon of Death, CBS.
Outstanding costume design for a limited series or a special, The Scarlet Pimpernel, CBS.
Outstanding individual achievement, costumers, The Winds of War, The Storm Breaks, ABC.
Outstanding achievement in makeup, The Thornbirds, Part 4, ABC.
Outstanding achievement in hairstyling, Rosie, The Rosemary Clooney Story, CBS.
Outstanding cinematography for a series, Casablanca, The Master Builder's Woman, NBC.
Outstanding cinematography for a limited series or a special, The Winds of War, Part 7, ABC.
Outstanding technical direction and electronic camera work for a series, Saturday Night Live with Sid Caesar and Joe Cocker, NBC.
Outstanding technical direction and electronic camera work for a limited series or a special, Special Bulletin, NBC.
Outstanding lighting direction, electronic for a series, Solid Gold with Dolly Parton, Laura Branigan.
Outstanding lighting direction, electronic for a limited series or a special, Sheena Easton, Act 1, NBC.
Outstanding achievement in music composition for a series, Dramatic Underscore, Dallas, the Ewing Blues, CBS.
And outstanding achievement in music composition for a limited series or a special dramatic underscore. Rage of Angels, NBC.
Outstanding achievement in music direction. U.B. Blake, A Century of Music, Kennedy Center tonight, PBS.
Outstanding achievement in music and lyrics. Two of a Kind, GE Theater, song, We'll Win This World, CBS.
Outstanding classical program in the performing arts. Pavarotti in Philadelphia, La Boheme.
Outstanding animated program, Ziggy's Gift.
Outstanding individual achievement, graphic design and title sequences, Cheers, Showdown, NBC.
And outstanding film editing for a series, Hill Street Blues, Phantom of the Hill, NBC.
Outstanding film editing for a limited series or a special, The Thornbirds Part 3, ABC.
Outstanding videotape editing for a series, The Jeffersons, Change of a Dollar, CBS.
Outstanding videotape editing for a limited series or a special, Special Bulletin, NBC.
Outstanding film sound editing for a series, Hill Street Blues, Stand Man, NBC.
Outstanding film sound editing for a limited series or a special, The Executioner's Song, NBC.
Outstanding film sound mixing for a limited series or a special, The Scarlet and the Black, CBS.
Outstanding tape sound mixing for a series, Dance in America, The Magic Flute, PBS.
Outstanding tape sound mixing for a limited series or a special, Sheena Easton, Act 1, NBC.
Outstanding individual achievement, special visual effects, The Winds of War, Defiance, ABC.
Outstanding achievement in choreography, Fame, Class Act, NBC.
Outstanding information special, The Body Human, The Living Code, CBS.
Outstanding individual achievement informational programming, The Body Human, The Living Code, CBS.
And outstanding informational series, The Barbara Walters Specials, ABC.
Each year, 2 categories from the Creative Arts Awards are selected at random to be presented on the air at this time.
And this year, the first category is Outstanding Art Direction for a Limited Series or a Special.
And the nominees are Tony Curtis, Production Designer, Carolyn Scott, Set Decorator, The Scarlet Pimpernel, and Jackson DeGovia, Production Designer, John Cartwright, Mike Miner, Malcolm Middleton, Art Directors, Tom Royston, Francesco Chianisi, Herta Pissinger, Set Decorators, The Winds of War, The Winds Rise. Robert McKitchen, Art Director, Jerry Adams, Set Director, The Thornbirds, Part 1. John Napier, Designer, Nicholas Nickleby, Part 4. Stuart Wurtzel, Production Designer. Guy Comtois, Art Director, Enrico Campana, and Doug Craner. Maurice LeBlanc, Set Decorators, Little Gloria, Happy at Last. Thank you.
And the winner is?
Yes.
The Thornbirds, Part 1, ABC. Robert McKitchen, Art Director. Jerry Adams, Set Director.
So much of this belongs to somebody else. To Hortense Moore, who long ago guided me, and Donald Owenslager, who inspired me, and my wife, Jill, who for 35 years has tried to understand me and encourage me. You know, this town is just full of so many talented, visually creative people. There's just no way that one person can be recognized for this accomplishment. Bernie Cutler made such a tremendous contribution to this series. And Cam Burney, and Bill Matthews, and Chris Brian Moore, and John Kaufman, I shouldn't name just a few, but there are so many who contribute to the visual look of a production, and it's really very little of it's mine. It was a beautiful experience to work on the Thornbirds, and I thank Stan Margulies for making it possible.
And the other category from the creative arts is film sound mixing for series.
And the nominees are, Cabot thought he had a list. Listen to this. Maury Harris, production mixer. John B. Asman, William Nicholson, Ken S. Polk, re-recording mixers. Cagney and Lacey, recreational use. John Kane, production mixer. Michael Casper, Stanley H. Polinsky, B. Tennyson Sebastian II, re-recording mixers. Tales of the Gold Monkey, pilot. Fast Eddie Mailer, production mixer. James R. Cook, John Norman, Robert Harmon, re-recording mixers. The A-Team, pilot. William B. Markey, CAS, production mixer. John B. Asman, William Nicholson, Ken S. Polk, re-recording mixers. Hill Street Blues, Trial by Fury. Jimmy Rogers, production mixer. Earl M. Maderi, T.A. Moore, B. Tennyson Sebastian II, re-recording mixers. Magnum P.I., Did You See the Sunrise? Dean S. Vernon, production mixer. John B. Asman, William Nicholson, Ken S. Polk, re-recording mixers. St. Elsewhere, The Count.
And the winner is, in my hot little hand, Partly Cloudy, Chance of Showers. Hill Street Blues, Trial by Fury, NBC, William B. Markey, CSA Productions, mixer, John B. Asman, William Nicholson, Ken S. Polk, recording mixer for re-recording. Congratulations.
I want to wish the Academy thank you, and before anything, I'd like to thank the Lord for making all this possible. I feel terribly blessed to be even connected with a show as special as Hill Street Blues. It's a family situation that literally can't be beat, or if it wasn't that way, we couldn't do the show. It's really kind of silly for me to take this award because, as we all know in this business, without total cooperation from a crew like Hill Street, and everything that goes along with it, the production staff, everything. It's impossible for me ever to do my job, or us to do our job. It's such a total and combined effort, such a teamwork. I want to thank my lovely wife and all of my children for, putting up with the 80 hours a week. And the cast, of course, it goes without saying. We all know the tremendous people involved. My mother I'd like to thank. She's not all that well. She's older and she's went kind of blind Sunday. So I hope maybe she'll be able eventually to see this. And of course, if I've forgotten anyone, it's John Flynn, the third, the cameraman on our show that really makes it all possible. He's in the hospital right now in intensive care. That's John Flynn, if we all know it, right? He should be back, hopefully, in 4 to 6 weeks, and then things will get back to normal, I hope. Thank you very, very much.
We are back. And this is my 7th change in 2.5 hours, and let me tell you, it is exhausting, putting dresses on and taking dresses off and putting dresses on and taking dresses off. I suddenly have such respect for hookers. Now, I am here. I like that, too. Can we talk? I am here now to introduce three of the most popular crime fighters on television. Two of them have proven that people who help enforce law can be very attractive. I think the third one does the same thing. Please welcome the stars of Cagney and Lacey and Magnum P.I., Tyne Daly, Sharon Gless, and Tommy, see you later, Selleck.
The nominees for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series are
Nell Carter, Give Me a Break. Mariette Hartley, Goodnight Beantown. Swoosie Kurtz, sorry. I told you. Sure. Swoosie Kurtz for Love, Sidney. Shelley Long for Cheers. Rita Moreno for 9 to 5. And Isabel Sanford for The Jeffersons. And the winner is Shelley Long for Cheers.
I want first to say how very honored I feel to have been nominated among such talented actresses. I think we're all winners here tonight, and they are among them, truly. In accepting this award, I, of course, want to share this with the entire Cheers team. And I mean that. We work that way, and some of them need to be mentioned here. Of course, our producers and creators, Glenn Charles, Les Charles, and Jim Burrows, they are the best, without equal. Our wonderful writers, our very hardworking staff, our terrific crew, and of course our cast. They too are the best. And in particular, Mr. Ted Danson. Diane and Sam are a team, and no actress could ask for a better partner than Ted Danson. I would like also to thank the Academy, not just for this beautiful award, but for the way you share. Since the beginning of my career, you share not just with your audiences, but with your fellow workers. And I thank you for all I've learned from you. I try to use it as best I can. I want also to thank NBC and Paramount, in particular, those people who believed in us and fought for us so we could do it our way and do it well. And one more group. I want to thank our viewers. And I mean that sincerely. Many of you are among them, and you have been so complimentary and supportive. The journalists who watch us and tell others to watch us, and those people out there, thank you for tuning in every Thursday night. Thank you all so much.
In a comedy series, the nominees are Alan Alda for MASH, Dabney Coleman for Buffalo Bill, Ted Danson for Cheers, Robert Guillaume for Benson, and Judd Hirsch for Taxi.
And the winner is Judd Hirsch for Taxi.
Doesn't anybody know that we've been canceled? Well, I'm glad that they don't. This is the second one that I've gotten for 5 years of this show. And I think that when a show like this is so honored, that if you can't get it out of your mind, and you got to keep giving some sort of laurels to us, and this is not just mine, of course, then you should really put us back on the air. Actually, on the West Coast, at this moment, our show is on right now. So they must think something of it. That's KTLA, thank you. There are a lot of people that I would really like to thank, of course. Many of the people who could possibly have made this, well, I mean, the people that we work with, the people who thought it up, and the people who acted with us, and all those people who have, in 5 years, have walked across the television screen, and I saw them all because I was on all the shows. I was the guy with the nose, you know. Lead. I would like to, and amongst them there were people of great talent and even a little genius. And there are a lot of people that I really don't care to thank at all tonight. And they know who they are. They really do. And then I would like to, well, let me just say, there's no hard feelings. I really don't have any hard feelings. I'm not looking at Mr. Tinker right now, but he knows. We're ready, Grant. We're ready. We'll come back anytime you ask. And to show that I have no hard feelings, and really it's been a great 5 years, how can anybody have any hard feelings? I would really love to thank, with great respect and with great gratitude, the ABC television network for making 4 years of Taxi possible, the NBC television network for giving us that great belief in another year and the hope that we would make it. And then I would like to take this thing and shove it right up there alongside the one I won in 1981. And to sort of get us into the present tense, I certainly would love to say a welcome to all the people on the independent stations and affiliates who will be showing our show now this year. WCSU or something like that in Wisconsin or something. And they are the people that I can say in the present tense who will make this thing mean something. Thank you.
If you watch television much, you've seen a lot of brothers over the years. There have been the Williams brothers, the Mills brothers, the Everly brothers, the Hudson brothers, the Smothers brothers, the Osmond brothers, and Joyce brothers. Get it? Here are two men who play the Simon brothers and prove that crime can be solved with a lot of style and a sense of humor. Please welcome the stars of Simon & Simon, Jameson Parker and Gerald McCraney, my good friend.
The nominees for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series are
William Daniels for St. Elsewhere, Ed Flanders for St. Elsewhere, John Forsythe for Dynasty, Tom Selleck for Magnum P.I., and Daniel J. Travanti for Hill Street Blues.
And the winner is Ed Flanders for St. Elsewhere.
Oh, boy. All right, Amy, Christina, go to bed. This is it. This is the high part. I'm so proud of this one because this is going to have to be cut into so many pieces. because we all owe the writers. And that's number one, because none of us get anything done without them. Is that right? And we got the best. We've got the best. And there's so much pride when you set about to do something that's quality. You're shooting for some quality, and when you make it very often, you really feel good. And then the audience throws it back at you. I mean, you're cooking. I mean, how much better can things be? I'm very proud of this, and for all of us. Thanks very, very much. Honest.
For Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series, the nominees are
Debbie Allen for Fame, Tyne Daly for Cagney and Lacey, Linda Evans for Dynasty, Sharon Gless for Cagney and Lacey, Veronica Hamill for Hill Street Blues.
And the winner is Tyne Daly for Cagney and Lacey.
I would like to name first the people who make it possible for me to go to work at all. And they are Josephine T.C. Brown, Mary Hope Newell Daly, Elizabeth Douglas Brown, Catherine Dora Brown, and George Stanford Brown, who is my heart. I would like to thank Barbara Avedon and Barbara Corday for inventing and imagining Mary Beth Lacey, whom I love and respect. I would like to thank Ted Post, Richard Rosenblum, Barney Rosenzweig, for offering me what turned out to be a very worthwhile gig. I'd like to thank Loretta Swit and Meg Foster and John Carlin and my partner, Sharon Gless, the original Sharon Gless, for everything they taught me about 50-50. And I would like to thank the company and my colleagues. And I would like to thank CBS for having us on their network. And I would like to thank the Academy for giving me a prize I can take home. And I would like to thank the deity for an abundance of good feelings. Thank you.
She's winning. That's funny. Be sure, hey, don't hiss. That thing is for me, not for the commercial. Shut up. Okay. Be sure and watch all those shows because you'll be a better person for it. Incidentally, it would not be an award show without dog on the show. Normally I resent when an animal brings out an award because when actors go on strikes, you don't see no dogs holding no picket signs, nothing like that. And on an award show, my mother would have to say, who's that hand you that award? And I said, that wasn't an award. The person, that was a chihuahua. Get it? I didn't write this stuff. Anyway, but this dog had good taste to show up with one of the finest ladies, one of the most elegant gentlemen, and one of the funniest cronies on television. Stephanie Powers, Robert Wagner, Lionel Standard, and their own personal Fleabag dog, and my very good friend, Freeway. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The nominees for lead actor in a limited series or special are
Robert Blake for Blood Feud, Richard Chamberlain for The Thornbirds, Sir Alec Guinness for Smiley's People, Tommy Lee Jones for The Executioner's Song, Roger Rees for Nicholas Nickleby.
And the winner is Tommy Lee Jones for The Executioner's Song. The Academy congratulates Mr. Jones, and we accept this award on his behalf.
The nominees for Outstanding Leading Actress in a Limited Series or Special are...
Anne Margaret for Who Will Love My Children. Rosanna Arquette for The Executioner's Song. Marriott Hartley for MADD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. Angela Lansbury for Little Gloria, Happy at Last. Barbara Stanwyck for The Thornbirds, Part 1.
And the winner is Barbara Stanwyck.
Thank you very much. And I thank the Academy and all its members. I am very, very grateful. To David Walburn, Stan Margulis, our director, Darryl Duke, my thanks. Wonderful cast. And a very special thanks to a wonderful, wonderful crew who made my work much easier. I would like to pay a personal tribute at this time to a lady who is a wonderful entertainer. But she gave us a film last season, in which I think she gave one of the finest, most beautiful performances I have ever seen. Anne Margaret, you were superb.
Was once quoted on the subject of television longevity. He said, "People have to like you as a person first. If they like you, you're in. When they stop liking you, you're gone." The person who said that has always been in and will never be gone. His singing career started back in 1933, the year he married his wife, Roselle. 10 years later, he began his radio and television career, which continues to this day. With a couple of dozen million selling records to his credit, he has charmed 3 generations of audiences. He's as welcome in the living rooms of the world as a member of the family. Whenever he was on camera, you always had the feeling he was singing directly to you.
Sing to me, Mr. C. Sing to me. And everybody else will disappear.
Dream along with me. I'm on my way to a star. Come along, go away.
I put the lights down nice and soft, and I'll go up there and take a nap.
I've grown accustomed to her face. She almost makes the day begin. I have a little time here so that we could
have a few quiet minutes between us, friends. First, I'd like to say how thankful I am
let's break it up, boys. Let's go.
for a lot of things that go on. In a show like this, we have...
Okay, boys, sit down. I was just, don't take...
You've had all year. No time to apologize now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 35th Annual Emmy Awards is proud to honor Mr. Perry Como.
Thank you, John. Well, what can I tell you? It's a wonderful thing to be able to do what you like to do for as long as you like doing it. And I'm very grateful to all of you for making it possible for me. I would like to thank a lot of people, but we're a little short on time. Some of the names that I feel helped keep me awake and moving. I'm very grateful to them. And if my career starts to show a little sign of cracking up, it's a comfort to know that I can always make a few dollars, you know. Cutting hair for the punk rockers. It's a very small joke, as we say in the business, small joke, very small. Thanks again to the Academy and to all of you for your loyalty and your kindness. And now it's my pleasure to announce the nominees for Outstanding Variety Music or Comedy Program are Kennedy Center Honors, a celebration of the performing arts, Motown 25, Yesterday, Today, and Forever, SCTV Network, one of my favorite fan clubs, The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, the 37th Annual Tony Awards, and the winner is Motown 25.
Is not bad, I'm telling you. First Miss America, now this. I would like to sincerely thank all of the members of the Academy for voting for us. My mother, Babs, my husband, Paula Mad, Michael Black, Alan Levine, who explained the true meaning of deficit financing to me over and over again, to our extraordinary artists who came back and joined us for a celebration of a man who changed my life so extraordinarily and so dramatically that I just want to tell him, Barry Gordy, I love you, and this one's for you. Thank you.
When we first walked into the Motown studio, the Hitsville studio, and saw the songwriters and the artists and the Motown employees, from the chairman to the secretaries, hugging and kissing each other and so happy to see each other, we knew we were going to be part of a very special reunion. And it happened because of this lady right here. She really was the inspiration behind it all. I'd just like to say one other thing, and that is that in producing this kind of a show, an event special, which comes together at the very last minute, often without rehearsal, having a good team is terribly important. Our team was absolutely first rate. I'd like to list your names. I have them all memorized, but I won't be able to, unfortunately. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you. Motown 25 was a labor of love. And if it wasn't for the love, it just would have been a labor. Thank you all very much.
To my family for their love, support, and encouragement. To Barry Gordy, a man who had a dream that enabled us to do this show in the first place. To all the artists, writers, and producers who made the music that became the Motown sound. And to all the viewers who made our show #1. Thank you.
The Arthur Murray Party. You're always sure of a warm welcome at any Arthur Murray party. And tonight's no exception. And here to greet you is your hostess, Arthur Murray's favorite dancing partner, Catherine Murray.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Arthur Murray party. We're so glad that you came to join us tonight because we have such wonderful guests to greet you. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and do join us then. And until then, to put a little fun in your life, try dancing. Reluctant to come out with me. You know, it was back in May of 1950 that Arthur walked in my office and said, CBS wants me to do a show on television. And I said, what are you going to do, teach dancing? And he said, no, you are. I said, Arthur, you're crazy. A woman who goes on television has to be beautiful. And he said, everyone has such small sets and such bad reception. They wouldn't know the difference.
Well, it all worked out, and that's what counts.
How do you know it worked out? You don't look very happy, but...
I was going to tell a joke, but they made me cut it. The nominations for Outstanding Comedy Series are Buffalo Bill, Cheers, MASH, Newhart, and Taxi.
And the winner is for Cheers. I never got a chance to mention all your names, but they all know who you are. Thank you.
I am, real quickly, I'm Les Charles, that's Glenn Charles, Jim Burrows, Ken Levine, and David Isaacs. I have to introduce them against their billing. First of all, no television show ever had a better relationship with its network than we have with NBC. And we want to thank everybody over there, in particular, Grant Tinker and Brandon Tartikoff, and we are so happy to do this for you. We'd also like to thank everyone at Paramount, especially Gary Nardino, and we'd like to thank our goon, Bob Broder.
I'd like to thank my wife, Debbie, my son, Matthew, and all of our family and friends who've waited a long time for this tonight alone. Thank you.
I'd like to say hello to my parents in Miami in my new condominium. Thank you.
Again, thanks to the cast. They're terrific. A special thanks to my crew, for camera operators, for focus pullers, for grips, the electricians. You do a great job every Friday night. I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank Richard Villarino, our executive in charge of production, and I'd like to thank the staff, who we couldn't do this without.
I'm supposed to thank everybody else, and I don't think there is anybody else. But in particular, I want to thank our writing staff, David Lloyd, Jerry Belson, Mr. Levine, and Mr. Isaacs, who are with us here tonight, Heidi Perlman, David Angel, Earl Pomerantz. I'm probably going to leave somebody out, but I'll try and catch them later. Thank you very much, and thank you.
Like this one? Not nice? It's something I just got off the rack, which is what Joan Crawford used to say about her daughter. Oh, you win, you lose. Speaking of daughters, my daughter's a teenager and watches this show all the time. The show we're talking about is a show that started in 1974. This has made it very hard for parents like me to tell their children, when I was your age, things were different. During the past 10 years, Happy Days has given us a lot more than laughs. It's dealt with social issues and pointed out what's universal about teenage behavior. Here are three of its stars: Marion Ross, Tom Bosley, and Henry Winkler.
Thank you. This week we start our 11th year. 10 years ago, thank you. 10 years ago when we met, we were virtual strangers. And since that time, we have grown into a family. We have spent thousands of hours together. We have shared meals together and confidences together. We have asked each other's advice. We've trusted each other. We've depended on each other. In fact, we've even had our babies together.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. No, dear, no.
All right, Marion, if we run out of storylines, we might consider it, you know. Tonight, we're here to present the awards for Outstanding Drama Series. The nominees are
Cagney and Lacey,
Fame,
Hill Street Blues,
Magnum P.I.,
Saint Elsewhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is Hill Street Blues. Stephen Boxtor, Gregory Hunt, Anthony Yokovich, David Oxbach, Scott Patel, producer.
Every year, my card gets smaller. I am blessed. I work with friends I love. The work is the most fulfilling I've ever done. And I have a wife and a family I could not imagine life without. My thanks to MTM, NBC, and the Academy for giving me this opportunity to say so.
Before last season began, we set about to improve Hill Street, just not maintain it. And this award by the Television Academy is an acknowledgement of that effort. It's deeply appreciated by our cast, our crew, our production unit, and I think most especially by our writers, whose continuing extraordinary work keeps Hill Street where it is. I want to thank my family and friends for their continued support and patience. And to Stephen Bochco, the urging, demanding, laughing, forgiving heart of this show, I share this with him, for we would not have any of these awards if it weren't for him. Thank you.
They covered all the bases for both Dave and I. Thank you very, very much.
Good night, Vanessa. Go to bed. Hello, Mom and Dad, back in Decatur, Indiana. And thank you, members of the Academy.
Thank you all very much.
The first time I saw Falcon Crest, I personally got very hooked up into the characters. Now, please welcome three people you'll never see sipping wine out of a brown paper bag. These are two ladies that make Falcon Crest a very interesting place to be. And the neurosurgeon who's new to the vineyards this season. Miss Jane Wyman, Miss Susan Sullivan, and my second cousin, Cliff Robertson.
We're here to present the award for Outstanding Drama Special.
The nominees are Little Gloria, Happy at Last.
Mad, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers.
The Scarlet Pimpernel.
Special Bulletin.
Who Will Love My Children?
And the winner is Special Bulletin, NBC. Don Ulmer, executive producer.
This will be the first time Special Bulletin is on television without a disclaimer, and we're very pleased about that. I would very much like to thank NBC Television, particularly Brandon Tartikoff, Perry Lafferty, Steve White, and most especially Karen Danaher for the support that they gave to this project. When we started, I don't think any of us ever really believed it could get made and get on, and it did, and that was for their support. I'd like to thank a cast and crew that really performed an unbelievable task. From the start of principal photography till we delivered the program was 7 weeks. I'd like to thank Marshall and Ed for crafting a work that was very special to all of us who worked on it. And I would like to thank the Academy for, with this, telling us that Special Bulletin to them was special, it was unique, and it said something that touched some people's hearts about television, terrorism, and the nuclear age, all of which we have to face up to today. Thank you.
I was married the day before preparation began on Special Bulletin and spent my honeymoon in various hotel rooms across the country with Marshall. My mother died the day before shooting began. Marshall's firstborn child, Lizzie, was delivered on the delivery date of the final cut of the movie, and Marshall's father died this week. And I evoke these very personal events because increasingly that's what Special Bulletin came to be about in all of our lives. It was as if life was conspiring to rise up and say, look at life and death and these issues because that's what you're making a movie about. And I'm speaking specifically about nuclear proliferation. And I just want to thank you all for having had the opportunity to make it and for your award. Thank you very much.
We've said enough. I just want to thank my wife, Susan, and my daughter, Lizzie, for waiting till we were done. And to my father, Dad, this is for you. Thank you.
Oh, here it is. The big one and the last one. Here.
Isn't that nice when they're going to let us present it?
Yes, isn't that a bash in the cranium? The category is Outstanding Limited Series, and the nominees are
Nicholas Nickleby, Smiley's People, The Thornbirds, To Serve Them All My Days, Masterpiece Theater, The Winds of War.
And the winner is
You do it, 'cause I'm lost.
Mr. T impression. Nicholas Nickleby.
Ladies and gentlemen, for an English producer, that's a very long walk. First of all, just let me thank the Academy, Mobile for letting us have the chance of showing the show here in England, in the States rather, the Royal Shakespeare Company, Jim Goddard for directing the show, and possibly above all else, a magnificent cast of 39 actors and actresses who between them gave what I would say gave method acting a new dimension and meaning. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Well, they have run out of statues and I have run out of dresses, so I guess this is the end of the show, huh?
Yeah, you know, I was saying to my close personal friend Barbara Stanwyck backstage, I said, Babs, this has been a night to remember. And now I'm going to the banquet.
And I am going to the banquet. Will you take me? I have to go home and change first, though.
Okay. I gotta say something to the losers, though. Don't come to the banquet if you're gonna pick your food, man, because losing means nothing. If you got nominated, this isn't beautiful, and I can't.
That is not
we had
so.
a great night. This is
That
nice.
is not so. There are no losers here tonight. Just a lot of ticked off people.
You'll take it easy.
Good night, and thank you so much. Congratulations to everybody.
The Emmy Awards were brought to you by Revlon. Revlon, creators of the fragrances and cosmetics that help make the world a little more beautiful. And by Atari. You'll do more with Atari home computers.
The Emmy Awards are over, and NBC has won 33 Emmys. But the celebration and the excitement are just beginning. Tomorrow night, don't miss the premiere of Boone, followed by Veronica Hamill as you've never seen her before in Sessions. Tuesday night belongs to Mr. T, the A-Team in Remington Steele, followed by the laughing, singing, dancing spectacular of the year with Kenny Rogers, Neil Diamond, and Dolly Parton, all scheduled to appear live and in person. It's 3 nights of superstar excitement. Wednesday, Real People rolls on. The Facts of Life girls learn about love from college boys, and Family Ties makes its season premiere. Thursday, it's all-star comedy premieres with Gimme a Break. Andy Gibb guest stars on Mama's Family, and Mickey takes it off on We Got It Made. Then don't miss the season premiere of the comedy that won 5 Emmys, America's favorite, Cheers. Friday, the comedy hit for humans, Mr. Smith. And Manimal takes a bite out of JR with a 90-minute premiere, followed by the sensational For Love and Honor. Saturday, Arnold goes Mohawk to Mohawk with Mr. T on Different Strokes. And if you like the A-Team, you'll love to watch the Rousters sink the Love Boat. Then the week-long celebration concludes on Sunday after First Camera with Knight Rider's smash hit 2-hour movie premiere and the premiere of The Yellow Rose. Congratulations to all the Emmy winners and to those who brought NBC a sweeping 33 Emmys tonight. This is Danny Dark speaking. 33 Emmys. Wow. I'll be there.
Coming up next on News Center 4 Update, a glimpse at the shows you'll be watching come this fall.